Hey there fellow gamers, and welcome back to another video review of card games. And now we're going to talk about an original versus a fake organ attack. So can you tell from which of these two is the real one and which is the fake one? I'll give you time. Have you decided yet? Alright, so the original one is on the left and the fake one is on the right. Let's take a closer look at these boxes. Alright, so what have we observed? Well, the most obvious difference is the size of the boxes. The original one is bigger than the fake one. As you can tell, the fake one is still in plastic wrap because I want to do a full comparison of these two. Alright, so another next difference is the little tag here below that says ready for player 6. You can see that there is a difference in color. The fake one is orangey and the real one is yellowish. See the difference? It's not really that a big of a deal, but at least that's one way of knowing if what you have is real or not. Alright, so let's go in and take a more detailed review. So there we go, a side-by-side of these two. If you have no way to compare, again, you wouldn't notice that there is a difference. So here's the back part of the box. There is a little difference in the barcode, the numbering. I'll try to focus, just give me one moment. There we go. Alright, so I'm not sure if the barcode is a reliable way to determine if it's real or not, because I don't know the specific meaning of the barcode, but the text is really the same. Even the printing, there you go. Let's do a side-by-side here. I'm having trouble focusing with the light, but you know, you get the gist, right? Okay, so let's take a closer look. I'm gonna remove this plastic wrap for you, and so that we can see what is inside already. If it's your first time owning an OrganATTAck, you'll be very happy to know that it comes with this box. It looks like a book, like a medical book with this insignia on the front. So again, there is a huge difference in the sizes. Let me just fix that for a moment. Okay, so real one on the left, fake one on the right, or the right one is smaller. And there is a slightly different color shade on the fake one, if you can tell on camera. I wanted to use 4K to upload this video, but it takes too long, so I'm reducing it to 1080p. But I hope that you still see the details. So both have a very detailed texture. I'll show you that in a bit later. Let me just do a size comparison. So there you see, I'm sure you're already noticing a lot of difference between the two, right? Let's talk about that in a moment. I just want to do a quick side-by-side. Alright, so as you can see, this is more of a beveled edge, like a real book. As for the fake one, it is more flat. It's just like a box stuck into a book cover, so it's very flat, and you can tell that the paper or the carton used for the box is quite cheap. You see the bevel there, just like how a real book would have been assembled. And another thing that we can notice is the texture, like I was talking about earlier. So both have a kind of like a rough texture, but the fake one is much more smoother. Let's take a look inside, because there is like a sketch inside, and there are magnets that will tell you the difference. So here is the sketch on the fake one, and this is on the original one. Again, the most noticeable is the color, but if you take a look at the magnets, the real one has a magnet in the middle, a magnet clasp, while the fake one has two, one on the top and one on the bottom, and you can tell that there is a misaligned pasting. So here are the cards. Some of them are wrapped or vacuum wrapped in plastic, while others are just put in a loose plastic. It should be like this. The original ones are fully vacuum wrapped, but you know, it's much more cleaner the way they do it. This is much more looser, and it feels really cheap. So there, that was a sticker, and this is the manual or the guidebook or the instruction manual. I don't remember where I put the original one like this, but I can tell you that the fake one is very, very nice. Okay, so just a comparison of the stickers. The most obvious is the color and the size, but really that doesn't really matter. Actually, to be honest, the fake one has a much more thicker texture than the real one. So let me just put that back in. Oh, I just want to show you too the plastic container, the one where you put your cards in. So if you have look at my past videos, I've been comparing these two. The fake one here on the right is cheaper, and it's deformed, easily dented, while the real one is thicker and it keeps its shape. So let's put that back in, and that one too, so we can do a comparison of the cards. Okay, so again, real one on the right, real one on the left, fake one on the right. Sorry. So I've been playing my cards for a while now, because I've had it like since last year, 2017. I have them in card sleeves or card protectors. Let me just remove one to show you, because it's been a while, so they've already accumulated like scratches and stuff. But if you take it off, you can still see that it's still good, still colorful. So here, okay, what have you noticed? By the way, I will be comparing most of the cards together side by side, but let's just take a sneak peek. What can we tell here? The texture of the cards, like the real card has a matte and a rough texture, as you can tell that there are like little imprints on the paper, while the real one, although it looks like there are imprints, it's just actually part of the printing. It's very glossy and smooth. This is the back side, and let's take a closer view here. Right here, I don't know if you can see, but there is like a scuffs already on the card. Like when the card was cut, they used cheap quality paper, so the paper would fray immediately. I don't know if you can see it here. And the card size, I felt like there was a slight difference, but only a few millimeters. So it's not really much of a difference. If you put it on a card sleeve, you wouldn't notice it. But since the quality isn't taken into account, all of the cards could be in different sizes. So let's take another look at an attack card right here, the stroke card. So just removed it from its sleeve. As you can see, it's still very clean. I like to take care of my cards. And so this fake one here is still in the plastic wrap. The most obvious are the fonts, right? The spacing, it's very different. The font and the spacing, just take a look at that closer. Here we go. So of course the original one has its own special fonts, while the fake one looks way off, right? The color is pretty good though, yeah. a quick side by side there. Okay, there we go. All right, and here is another attack card. This is the expansion deck. So again, the fonts and the color, of course. Okay, all right. So I'll just show you a quick view of the cards here, one by one. But later, I'll still do a side-by-side comparison. So I noticed that there is a difference in the eyes, the eye color, because on the real one, which I'll show you later, the gradient from blue to pink is smoother, while here it's very colorful, kind of like it's in high saturation. You have your wilds, your instant cards. The spelling is pretty good as well. They got it, because some fake Chinese cards or cards from China have a spelling mistake. So I think this was done pretty well. Actually, I would say this is like a Class A version, if there is such a thing, Class A fake. Okay, so let's proceed to the medicine cards, or the healing cards, or the blocking cards. I forgot what they are specifically called. So the one with the card sleeves are on the left. Those are the original ones, and the fake one is on the right, the one that is bare. So here, although the fake ones look colorful, but you can see that there is not a how would I say it, there is no coherent color to the fake ones. Here, I'll give you a closer view. The color is different on each card. Like one is darker, then the next card is lighter, then darker, and then lighter. And like if you can see there at the back, the original one has a more cohesive color. Like, maybe on the fake one they lacked ink at one moment, but decided to say, hey, so what, it's fake, let's just put it in as well, let's not waste money, we can still earn from that. Well, if it's a quality card, then of course they wouldn't accept that, right? So here there is a different size font from the original and the fake. The fake one is smaller and more compressed. And look at the drawing. There is a difference in the drawing right there. I don't know if you can see it properly, but just look. Yeah? You'll easily get fooled if you have no comparison, I tell you. Again, there is the color difference. And look at that. Okay, the font in the speech bubble, spacing, and the color of the character. There. So the real one has a wider range of color than a fake one. The fake one is just dark blue, light blue. If you can tell, if you're not really, if you're in tune to color and not colorblind, you can see that on the original one, the blue is much more of a bluish green, and it fades into the middle to a lighter color. Here, there is a huge difference. Like it says organs with an apostrophe S here on the real one, while on the fake one it's just organs without the parenthesis. I'm sorry, parenthesis, not apostrophe. What am I talking about? The vaccine cards. And this cryopreservation. Side by side. Difference in color. Just look at the color of the brain. Fake one is more purplish, real one is grayish. The brain is gray matter after all, not purple. Okay, so these are the yellow cards. Both have instant and not. So you can see the difference in color. And there's also the font and spacing. Again, the sleeve ones are the original and the fake ones are the one without sleeves. Okay, so let's take a look at this next batch of cards right here. Do you see the difference? Like, for example, the transplant card, the real one is just plain white, while the fake one is yellow. I don't know why they changed it to yellow. And the speech bubble here on the It's Alive card, the fonts are different. So same goes here for the font. Alright, and let's take a look at the Necrosis and Metastasis and Poison cards. So, like in the medicine cards earlier, there is not a coherent or cohesive color printing. Unlike on the real ones, you can see that all of them have the same gradient, have the same color of purple printed, even the ones with the instant card, I mean the one with the flame. But here you can see that the one that has a flame is pinkish and the real one is dark purplish. Okay, now let's take a look at these wild cards. Again, there is a difference in the font and spacing, and most obvious are the colors. Here's another font and spacing difference, and here as well. Okay, and another important factor that you can consider is the outline or the borders. So there are a lot of attack cards will take very long if I were to show you them all side by side, but I'll just show you here is like a quick slideshow of the fake cards. Very good quality, yeah, very good as compared to other fakes. And of course, these are the original cards, so you really couldn't tell is a difference between the two. Actually, the fake ones are much more colorful, but again, the quality of the ink is very different because the real ones are oil based, so they will last longer. The fake ones are water based. They will fade quickly. Alright, so that's it for my video. What have we learned? That there isn't really much of a difference between an original and a fake one, but why buy an authentic card? Of course, to support the makers of our cards. Just think, if you've worked hard for something, you put your blood, sweat, tears, and ideas into it, you wouldn't want others to benefit from it with you, right? So why not just support them? Really, you'll get good quality products at the same time. No, you're already helping other people. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this to support me. And I also have other videos too, other comparison. There is the original and fake Exploding Kittens game, and if you want to know how to play, I also have that in 2 languages. Alright, there you go. Thank you. Have a good game. Bye bye.